Hi. It's been a while since I posted something that isn't a bass cover, and well, here we are. Usually these videos are completely scripted. I just read off like a massive text file, but I didn't prepare anything. I am not sure why I'm even doing this, but I'm hoping that at the end of the video I have a better idea of why I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna ramble and let's see where we end up. I guess the title was something like Life Update, but no worries, I'm not quitting, so no worries. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about realizations that happened this year, and just things, yeah, stuff. Okay, I lied. I don't have a script. I do have a checklist with pointers. So now I know I'm just a bass cover channel, but as we all know, it's a little bit of a community. So I feel like I can share some personal stuff as well. I've done that in the past. Those were sort of more serious videos, and people like that. Basically, in short, I guess this video is about fun, happiness. That instantly sounds like depression, but this really is just focused on sort of like struggling to have fun, which has been the case for me for forever. And yeah, I know fun is like a first world problem, isn't it? But it's still important, I think. It's still important to have fun in life. I'll just give you a little bit of a sort of backstory, history kind of thing. So, fun. F is for friend. Where do I even start with this? My goodness. Let's just go back to when I was, I don't know, 18 years old. I didn't really know what to do in terms of fun. Well, in terms of activities, basically. So I think, like most guys, I just played a lot of games, which is fine, you know. I'm glad I did. But as you get older, you have to find other ways to have fun. Because at some point, gaming just didn't do it for me. And I always thought like, there is just having fun with friends, there's gaming, or online, whatever Discord calls. And then there is a higher level of fun that I basically never really got to reach. For example, my family, they all love music, so we always went to concerts. But I don't like concerts very much. I always thought that concerts were like, oh my god, it's just a pigeon. I always thought, I'm so distracted now. I always thought that concerts were like the ultimate sort of level of fun. Over the years, I realized that it really isn't for me. I guess that can be a little bit annoying maybe to hear, because I have seen Tool and Opeth and like 60 other bands, but I don't actually enjoy concerts at all. I really don't like concerts. I don't like standing there. When I'm there, I'm just counting down to go home again. And then only when I've returned, I'm like, oh yeah, that was alright. You know, wow, I've seen Tool. But that's not fun, is it? I see people jumping around and screaming and yelling, like singing along. And they're really letting themselves go, and I cannot do that for some reason. And so all these years, I just sort of thought, well, I guess my idea of fun is different. So what I actually started doing at probably the age of, I don't know, young. At a young age, I started sort of, I viewed eating and snacking as fun. And that was my main activity. To me, it felt like gaming got less and less fun. I still do it, but it doesn't have that same high anymore. You kind of get stuck in a loop because you're thinking that a fun evening, for example, you're at work, it's almost done, it's like 5 o'clock, and you think, I want to make this a fun evening, right? And instantly I'm like, I need food. I need some ice cream or whatever. It just started raining. So yeah, eating. That's sort of my main hobby. But the thing is like, I've got music. I I'm working on my third album. I have bass covers. I play bass, I sing, whatever. But it's not that fun. Well, it's fun. What am I saying? What the fuck am I saying? It's fun, but it isn't extremely fun. It doesn't give me a dopamine boost. So for me, I've always sort of been searching for ways to really feel like I'm having a lot of fun. And I guess from the age of 18 until 21, I didn't have any fun like that. Sort of like a downward spiral, but not really. It was just a very neutral time. I think around the age of 21, I got a girlfriend and she lived somewhat far away. I suddenly had something to look forward to. And I guess at that point I realized that I wasn't really looking forward to anything anymore. When I was a kid, man, I looked forward to a lot of things. At the age of 21, I guess I didn't have that anymore. And I thought it was just something that happens when you get older. You don't look forward to stuff anymore. But in reality, it was really just, I wasn't doing the fun stuff. So then I got a girlfriend and things were fun for obvious reasons. You know, that's not sustainable. So, or well, sustainable. You shouldn't depend on just someone to be happy. Not that I was unhappy, but yeah, just more neutral, right? What I mean with sustainable is like, well, it ended at some point after like half a year. And then it was another 2 years of just figuring out what to do for fun. I guess usually it's like figuring out what you want to do with your life. I know what I want to do. I do YouTube, I do music. I never figured out the fun aspect. So then I was like 24 or 5, still didn't figure it out. Another girlfriend, learned a lot from that, but still the fun was sort of missing for me. I thought, well, I guess maybe my idea of fun is just a bit weird, well, not weird, just a bit different, or maybe I don't have it in me to really let go, like during a concert or just at anywhere. Just I'm always this sort of stable line, never those peaks, right? Never those moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm so extremely happy. So at that point, it was basically 8 years of not really looking forward to anything. I look forward to when the videos come out, like when they get released and the views come in and the comments are like, oh my god. Those are like fun little things to look forward to. And, you know, meetings with friends and such. But they're all on a smaller scale. You know, you're not counting the days like, oh my god, 4 more days until I get to meet my friends. Because to me, it doesn't work like that. I'm happy when it happens, but it's not a huge sort of event. So now I think we can skip to more recent times. Last year sucked. It really sucked. It was just a garbage year. I had sort of like a date and that didn't happen. Like, for some reason, it didn't go as planned. And that's normal with like dating. And then at the start of this year, something similar happened. I thought, you know, I was in and it fell through big time. Yeah, I don't want to go into detail on why things go wrong. That's not the point of this video. But I suppose I learned from it. So, here we go. June this year, my best friend and her... well, let me rephrase that. My sister and her boyfriend, they invite me to go to a theme park called Efteling. And I always thought, well, Efteling is sort of like, is for kids, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll like it, but we went there, sort of like a fun day. I thought, if I don't like it, then at least I can go have some, you know, have some fun with my friends. Just as a little more backstory, I went to Disney when I was 14 years old in Paris, but I was 14 years old, so I was kind of scared of all the attractions, all the rides. I went to Walibi, Holland, which at the time had, I think it still has the highest roller coaster, but again, I was just scared to go into anything. So I just walked around. Now at the age of 28, I felt like I should just try everything and be open-minded. And we went into the Flying Dutchman, the Vliegende Hollander, as my first roller coaster. And man, it was so weird. I was really holding on for dear life. And they were looking at me sort of like just watching me really hold this thing like very tight. And I came out and I was really like, guys, like the adrenaline is fucking crazy. I didn't know if I liked it. We went into another coaster, a wooden coaster, Joris and the Draak, which is sort of like the main piece in the Efteling. Again, I was holding on for dear life. I was like, my goodness. I thought, wow, like this is so rough. Like it's such a violent thing, a roller coaster. I wasn't nauseous or anything. I didn't know what to think of it. When I got back home, I started looking at videos from those coasters and other coasters. I thought, that was fun. Yeah. If I can find a way to not like be scared to, well, not scared to death. I thought I was gonna fall out of the cart at all times. So I thought about it more and more, and I thought, I want to go back and I want to try the other coasters. This time I went with my mother and my brother, and we went into every single coaster there. So we got there, second time Efteling for me within 2 months. We go to this dark ride called Vogelrok, which is basically a roller coaster in the dark. You don't see fucking anything. And I was relaxing, and it just happened for me, and I was enjoying it. I was yelling like, fuck yeah. I couldn't believe it, but I was having so much fun. And my brother even said, like, I have never seen you like that. I felt like finally I found something where I can have that, feel that. So we went into Python, which it was my first looping coaster, and it had some other inversions, and my god, I was just yelling like crazy. Not like screaming out of fear, but I was just like, holy shit, I could not believe it. I was having the time of, look at this, like, look at this picture. If that's not a happy Leo, then I don't know what is. So yeah, great day. And then this month I went to Phantasialand in Germany, which really is a roller coaster park. Again, I couldn't believe all of the coasters. I was just having like the best time of my life, basically. It's really nice to be in a theme park. I like the overall sort of atmosphere, and it's just very nice. So then I guess I realized, which is also sort of the conclusion of this video, why I'm doing it. 2 realizations. I only had to step out of sort of a comfort zone. And I was in that zone for maybe 10 years. But I just didn't know how. And I tried things and I never liked it. And I was always sort of known among friends in high school, like as the guy who, hello Spider, as the guy who didn't really have fun, the guy who didn't really enjoy things. I just sat at home playing games, and we all did that, but I think I was the more extreme person who really didn't like things. So that's, I guess, my point of this video is, if you're a bit like me maybe, or stuck in a similar situation, well, just be open-minded. Somehow it can present itself to you. It didn't really happen for me for like 10 years. And I thought just, that eating ice cream was my only fun. Now that I wake up every day, I wake up and instantly I'm like, man, I want to ride more coasters. I want to go to this park, I want to go to that park. I haven't even felt the need to buy snacks or turn an evening into a fun evening by buying snacks. It feels like it has completely changed for me. Maybe that can happen to you as well, if you're stuck in this similar situation. It took me 28 years to realize that I really like roller coasters and theme parks. Just being there and the adrenaline from those really fast things. Apparently that's what does it for me. That really is my kind of fun. And I got more plans now. I'm going back to the Efteling next month again. There are some other coasters in this country I want to try. But the funny thing is, especially with like in a relationship, I always struggle to find the motivation to travel or make plans for traveling. Because when I'm in a city, I'm just like, yeah, great. We're here. And now what? Now I'm thinking like, oh man, I should go to Germany, Europa Park. I want to go to Spain, like Portaventura. Fuck, I want to go to England, you know, Thor Park, Alton Towers. I want to go see everything. It feels like my entire life has changed. To me, it all makes sense now because I was never really that passionate about, for example, I like playing bass, I like transcribing, but I'm not interested in the instrument. People contact me on Instagram and they ask me like about the wood and the neck and all these parts, the fretboard of my bass, and I'm like, I don't know. I like listening to music, but I don't care about the musician behind the music. I follow maybe one artist on Instagram. I always thought like, well, isn't it kind of weird, like I do this thing on YouTube, I'm known for music, for bass playing, transcribing, and I don't even care about basses or, you know, anything regarding basses. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But when it comes to roller coasters, suddenly I'm like, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that. Even weirder maybe, but I feel like I'm now enjoying this YouTube channel even more because I have something else, so I can sort of switch back and forth. I don't really have to feel guilty or anything that I don't like basses or I don't like the technical stuff behind music because I like something else, right? Every single day since June, I woke up instantly feeling like I need to be on a roller coaster. So that is my life update, I guess. Turns out I like theme parks and roller coasters. And for the one person watching who also knows about coasters, I'm pretty sure there's one out there. I haven't been on a whole lot of coasters as of yet. I feel like this whole life is just starting now. But I can say that my favorite right now is Terran. It goes so fast. It is... See, I'm already smiling just thinking about it. It was really one of the best moments of the year. That second launch with like the roar. You go so fast and you go up in the air and you get thrown around quite a bit. And then the airtime and I'm just... And I guess that's the whole conclusion here, is that I'm looking forward to things again. And it has nothing to do with music. It's just a bunch of coasters, theme parks, and I know that's sort of like escapism. Theme parks are an escape from reality, but it's not that I hate my own reality. My next one is in November, which is still a full month to go. And I feel like such a kid again, like a kid waiting for his birthday, like, and it's nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, there it is. I'll be still making videos, and I haven't lost my motivation for transcribing or whatever. But just know that in the meantime, I'll be thinking about coasters.